Clearly, Ben, people care. There is a signature to strip John Jones.
I saw
petition.
that. Did you sign it?
That's over 70,000.
You signed it, didn't you?
I did.
I'm gonna search the database.
I didn't search it.
I'm gonna find your email on there.
But dude, that's 70,000 signatures.
Man, it's annoying. It's so I'm not done with Tom Aspinall. Tom Aspinall clearly wants to fight. I don't know why the UFC just doesn't let him start knocking people down, right? Like, go to the next guy, And hey, if John wants to come back.
Should he get stripped? I don't know, man, because if he didn't get stripped in March of 23 all the way to November of 24, why would you do it now? It's been 6 months. Oh, fight the dude that's actually waiting to fight you. Tom Aspinall. Right? Right? It's not about what may have happened back then. We want to know, as the consumer, what's going to happen today. What's going to happen today if John Jones fights Tom Aspinall? What I just said in the first 2 minutes of this video is all I'm going to talk about myself. You know that the first time I fought John Jones, I was 36 years old. I was 36 years old.
Yeah.
The first time I fought John Jones. 36 and 38 the second time. He's now what, 37, 38 years old? I think that this kid is as dangerous for him as anyone he's ever been in there with. Partly because that's not his weight class. He would fight Tom Aspinall better than him weighing 245 pounds.
The UFC heavyweight division is in chaos right now. Tom Aspinall is ready to step up, but John Jones, the 37-year-old legend, is holding things up, not wanting to fight a much younger opponent. Fans are fed up, and over 70,000 of them have signed a petition demanding Jones be stripped of his title. It's a standoff, and nobody knows what's next.
John, in my opinion, if you look at his body of work over the last 15 years, he's like as close as you can get to perfection as possible. He's like 37, 38 years old, but not only that, he's got 1 million miles on the clock. So he's got a lot of damage on the body. He's took a lot of shots to the head. And that's not me saying anything negative about it. That's the reality of it. And I'm sure John Jones is aware of that. And he's fighting one of the most concussive punches in UFC history. And I just think I can exploit it. Like, I think to get out the way of me for 25 minutes at this point in his career without getting hit once, and that's all I need is just one, I think that's going to be very difficult for anybody.
John Jones, you don't know where you stand. Dana said it's the biggest fight in UFC history now, so...
Yeah, I've had enough talking about it, mate. I'm honestly bored of it. We'll see what happens. Yeah, we'll just see. I'm ready to fight whenever they tell me, so just let me know. I'll be there.
Everyone thinks you're a bit of like a quintessential good guy. Could we see a heel turn at some point in the MMA world?
We might do. Who knows? Who knows?
I guess the clarifying question then is, if Dana and Hunter do come to you after this fight, the figures make sense to you, would you then be open to fighting Tom Aspinall, or are you categorically thinking, he does nothing for me, I will not fight that guy?
He does nothing for me. He does nothing for me. If you're a person that wants to see me really challenged, then I get it. 7 years younger, like 35 pounds bigger than me, right? I get it. It's like, wow, this John's so good. We finally found someone way younger and way bigger than him. Let's see how he does it. I get that narrative. But for me, if you were my manager, if you were on my team, if I'm being completely honest, I feel like Tom's been such an asshole that I don't want to do business with him. You know, it's just like his fans have been so annoying. And obviously you don't get this far in a career being affected by fans or whatnot. But he's just an asshole, you know, with his, you know, he's 30, so he's from this influencer generation where you hop online and the t-shirt sales and all that. I'm past that type of stuff. I'm like, bro, if you had a little bit more respect, then maybe we could have worked something out, you know, but I just don't even want to.
Daniel Cormier has been around long enough to know the fight game is messy, but even he can't understand why the UFC hasn't made a move. He thinks the whole situation is absurd. John Jones is living his best life, posting videos from Thailand, while Tom Aspinall waits on the sidelines. The idea of an interim champion defending the belt over and over while the actual heavyweight champion sits out just doesn't sit right with him.
So, yep, that was John Jones jumping into a pool. That was John Jones. So John Jones was jumping into a pool. John Jones was riding a motorcycle in Thailand. John Jones was he says that he's living his best life. But does that mean it's over? Like, is fighting done for him? I don't know, because he said something about being happy, but he wouldn't say he's retired. And it's
Yes,
a weird,
that was weird.
it's a weird place that he's at in his career right now.
And
I
then
get it there.
heavyweight champ won't fight. Just say he's injured or say he's sick. I don't know. Say something. Just say like, hey, we're gonna give him a little break. He wants to go play around in Thailand and roll. That looked like a great time. He jumped off the roof and he was rolling around.
Wait, he
some
jumped
dudes in
off
the
the
pool.
roof?
There was one I saw where he like jumped off like into the pool, you know? So it's like he's having a great time. Cool. And listen, if John Jones wants to go live his life, he's always welcome to go do that, right? But that's why I'm like, let's just move on. That greatly increases their negotiating power. So I just don't see why they haven't done it. It almost makes me think. Now I'm a conspiracy theorist, you know that.
Yeah, you are bad.
It makes me think John's got something on Dana.
You're like,
For Cormier, it's not just unfair, it's a sign that the UFC is letting Jones control the narrative, and it's frustrating. He's baffled that Dana White hasn't taken action to let the division move forward. In his mind, if Jones is enjoying his time off, great, let him be, but let the other heavyweights fight. Cormier thinks this whole situation with Jones just drags on because Dana gives Jones too much power. He wonders why Dana hasn't just told Jones, hey, we're moving on. Tom is fighting Volkov or whoever, and if you want to come back, we'll talk.
And you know, Dana's really big on negotiating power. So if you show John, hey John, we're gonna move on. I'm gonna have Tom Aspinall fight this guy, and then he's gonna fight this guy, and he starts rolling. You know, John essentially has almost all of his power taken away. So I'm almost puzzled that Dana has not used that maneuver to this point.
I think what is happening is this, right? First off, you can't just have a heavyweight champion and the interim champion is just defending the belt over and over again. That is absurd. Like, come on, man. You can't have an interim champ. You can't have an interim champ defending the belt.
Having a heavyweight champion who won't defend his belt's kind of absurd also.
You can't have an interim champion that's defending the belt while
Right,
the
which
heavyweight
one's more
champion
absurd?
isn't.
Ben Askren, on the other hand, can't help but laugh at how wild it's all gotten. A petition with over 70,000 signatures? That's unreal. And while he jokes about checking if Cormier signed it, he sees the same problem. Aspinall is ready, the fans are ready, but John is just doing his thing.
But clearly, Ben, people care. There is a signature to strip John Jones a
I saw
petition.
that. Did you sign it?
That's
You
over
signed it, didn't you?
70,000.
You signed it,
signatures.
didn't you?
I did.
I'm gonna search the database.
I didn't search it.
I'm gonna find your email on there.
But dude, that's 70,000 signatures.
Man, it's annoying. It's so I'm not done with Tom Aspinall. Tom Aspinall clearly wants to fight. I don't know why the UFC just doesn't let him start knocking people down, right? Like, go to the next guy, go to the next guy. And hey, if John wants to come back,
Both Cormier and Askren see this as a bigger issue than just one fight. It's about fairness, momentum, and the future of the division. They know heavyweight has so much talent waiting. Volkov wants to stay active, other heavyweights are eager. And yet, everyone is stuck waiting for John Jones to make a decision. Cormier even points out how weird it is that Jones and Aspinall have the same number of heavyweight title defenses. For a guy who's supposed to be the champion, Jones sure isn't acting like one.
He's smiling, man. He's so happy. What's
oh my
wrong?
God.
What is that?
He's living his best life, man. Let him go. So just give Tom Aspinall a damn fight. Tom Aspinall's been sitting on the bench for, I don't know, 10 months now. We have other heavyweights. Volkov was recently speaking up about how he would like to be more active. We have plenty of other heavyweights who want to be plenty active. Just give these guys fights.
But what if Tom Aspinall gets beat? Then he just doesn't
Then
deserve.
John Jones fights
then he didn't
someone
deserve-
else.
But then he just didn't deserve to fight Jones in the first place.
Absolutely. I mean, think about what happened with Michael Chandler. How long did he wait for freaking Connor? Like, do not do that. So you have a bunch of younger, fun heavyweights. Like, let's let these dudes start mixing it up.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. I just have a really bad taste when it comes to having a heavyweight champion and then having a interim champion.
Cormier also brings up how Jones has always had long gaps in his career. Whether it's injuries, legal troubles, or just being inactive, it's always something. He thinks it's time to stop waiting around and let the younger heavyweights get their shot. And he doesn't think Jones is scared of Aspinall, but he knows it's a tough fight. Aspinall is younger, faster, and dangerous. Cormier admits that at 38, Jones is probably looking at Aspinall and wondering if it's worth the risk.
Year-old man looking at a 30-year-old man that's bigger, that's younger, that's fresher, and going, it's flipped.
Yes.
I don't see the wear and tear on their face anymore, on his face. I see the wear and tear on mine, right? He saw with Stipe, right? Stipe looks older. He looks like, he just looked older from all that time away. Now he's looking down at a young man, and it's like, he's not scared. Make no mistake about it. But I think it's enough to like question it. And you know what I think a big worry might be for him? Because with Aspinall, he could potentially get knocked out. Like legitimately knocked out and put on his back and out cold. And I just don't know that he wants to.
Yeah.
So John Jones told Tom Aspinall, said on Tom Aspinall, he said, more than likely I will not fight Tom. Kevin asked about facing Aspinall. I feel like Tom Aspinall is, and I don't want to say nobody, but he hasn't proven anything. He hasn't done anything. I'm not here to gamble on someone else making a name off of me. Shogun had to fight John Jones back in the day. Rampage had to fight John Jones back in the day. Those guys were big names that fought him as the young guy that was the champion, and he made a name off of all those legends. John Jones isn't afraid of Tom Aspinall. I wish people would stop saying that.
Ultimately, Cormier sees a cycle playing out where Jones is waiting, the division is stalling, and there are no clear answers from the UFC. The fans are tired of it, Cormier is tired of it, and even Askren, usually the lighthearted one, can't help but think it's all a mess. They both believe it's time for the UFC to stop waiting on Jones and let the division breathe. And if Jones wants to come back, fine, but the show must go on. Tom Aspinall and the rest of the heavyweights are ready. A lot of people are weighing in, and it's not just the fans, but the fighters, former champs, and analysts are all chiming in on what to do with John Jones. Even Curtis Blades, Tom Aspinall's former opponent, straight up said, John Jones should be stripped. End of discussion. It's getting heated, like really heated. Jones, meanwhile, is chilling in Thailand, sharing memes, eating all the street food he can find, and basically trolling the MMA world.
Yeah. I'm over here sipping on coconut, talking about when you gonna fight.
He tweeted, "Do I look like the type who cares about things like that?" When someone said he should be stripped. Classic Jones, right? But if you don't care, do the right thing and step aside. Let the division breathe and let Tom Aspinall and the rest of the heavyweights get to work. And this is where Michael Bisping jumps in, and you know he's never one to hold back. Bisping's take is that he's got a ton of respect for Jones and what he's accomplished, but even he's starting to get fed up. Bisping's been one of the few guys in Jones's corner, always defending him. He said, look, the man wanted to bulk up for heavyweight, and when he came back, he made it look easy. He took down Cyril Gane, no problem. Fair enough, right? But now, Bisping's watching Jones sit on the sidelines while the whole division waits. And even he's like, all right, enough is enough.
You have to defend the belt. It's as simple as that. If you are a fighter, you have to fight. If you are a champion, you have to defend the belt. And if you're not doing that, then shame on you. Always done. And I've been one that's defended John Jones. I was like, look, listen, I get it, right? He wanted to build his body to go up to heavyweight. All right, fair enough. You could say that he was avoiding Francis Ngannou. I took it at face value. Then he comes and he fights Cyril Gane, beats him, taps him out very quickly, made it look easy, phenomenal. Then he fights Stipe Miocic. Now the critics will say he had 43 years, and the last time he did fight, he got knocked out cold. But he was also the greatest heavyweight of all time. So all right, screw it. Let's match them up against one another. And then Jones gets injured, rips his pec off, okay? But then they were like, no, we're still going to make the fight, okay? We're going to do an interim title. Tom Aspinall steps into the fray, knocks out Sergey Pavlovich, shocks the world, becomes an interim champion, and allows John to recover. A year passes and they have the fight. Jones looks phenomenal. In the meantime, Tom Aspinall is
Bisping isn't saying strip Jones right this second, but he is saying if you're not going to fight, at least give us some answers. The heavyweight division is frozen, and it's not fair to the other fighters. Tom Aspinall's out here defending an interim belt like a true champ, and Jones, he's dropping memes and disappearing. Bisping's message is simple. Jones has always done his talking inside the octagon, so why not let the octagon settle this too? If Jones wants to be the alpha dog, like in that meme he posted, then get back in the cage and prove it.
And remember, he shared a video the other day. It's a meme that's going all over Instagram. It's a bunch of dogs all barking and being dickheads, and then some big like alpha dog walks in and sticks the other dog down. John's like, this is what it feels like walking back into the UFC. It's a bit cringe, it's a bit whatever, but it's like, bro, that's all well and good. Do your talking in the octagon.
At this point, it's hard to believe that Jones has officially told the UFC he's retiring. If that were the case, the UFC wouldn't stay silent. Rather, they'd hold a press conference, lay it all out, and move on. They wouldn't let the division hang in limbo. If Jones were really stepping away, the UFC would make it clear. He's not the fighter they thought he was. He's not ready to risk it all against a young, hungry champion like Tom Aspinall. And he's not interested in passing the torch like he once had the chance to.
And John Jones knows the true story there. But I doubt that. I doubt that John Jones has told the UFC that he's going to retire. Because if that's what he said after this amount of time, after stringing the UFC along for so long, after messing around with Tom Aspinall for so long, if this is what he was going to do, they would turn around straight away. They would hold a press conference and say, you know what? John Jones ain't the man that we thought he was. Okay? He doesn't want to fight Tom. He's clearly scared. He's worried about getting knocked out. He's worried about his legacy. Okay? He doesn't want to give a chance to the younger people. John Jones was the youngest champion in UFC history. He did that at 22 years old, I think. The youngest in history. But he doesn't want to give the youngest.
Tom Aspinall is doing his part, but John's radio silence and cryptic tweets are making people wonder if he's even serious about coming back. And that's exactly what Chael Sonnen has been saying too. He's seen a lot of hype fights come and go, but this one feels different. It's losing steam. Fans just aren't buying into the idea that this fight is really going to happen, and the numbers back that up.
Lineal championship.
Something does need to happen here. Listen, I got to tell you something. I've never seen this in the history of being a fan or even a student that studies MMA. This fight is losing steam. Now, generally, when you get a big fight that people want to see, and at the night of Madison Square Garden, I think it was the biggest fight our industry. Any way you want to do it, I think the biggest fight our industry could produce was Tom versus John. And I will just tell you, by the numbers, it is losing steam. Now,
usually when there's drama around a big fight, it fuels excitement, but not here. The headlines are drying up, the conversations are fading, and it's getting buried under other news. Sonnen thinks it's a problem and something needs to happen. Whether it's stripping Jones or stripping Aspinall, the UFC has to make a move because having an interim champ in a division with an undisputed champ just doesn't make sense anymore. At the end of the day, the UFC has a choice to make. Either push forward and create some clarity for the fans, or let the whole division drift into chaos. People are tired of waiting around, hoping John Jones might show up. Tom Aspinall's ready to fight, the fans are ready to watch, but Jones, he's in Thailand, posting memes and enjoying life. And if that's where his head's at, then maybe it's time to move on. The heavyweight division needs momentum, and the longer this drags on, the more it risks losing its shine. So what do you think? Should John Jones be stripped of the title? Should the UFC let Tom Aspinall take over as the true champion? Or is there still hope for the fight to happen? Let us know what you think in the comments below, because this is one debate that's far from over.